Hello everyone, greetings of the day. This is Komal Mathur, a legal intern at Lexis & Company and a law student at Manipal University, Jaipur. I'm glad to have this opportunity to intern with Lexis & Company, which has given me this chance to present in front of you all. So the purpose or topic of today's video is a brief overview of the Right to Information Act of 2005. So let us start. The right to freedom of speech and expression, like the right to equality, life and liberty guaranteed by the Indian Constitution, has been liberally construed by the Supreme Court of India since its establishment. The right to freedom of speech and expression includes the freedom to propagate and exchange ideas, as well as the distribution of information that would enhance the citizens' awareness of how its government and its organ may work in a democracy. The importance that our Constitution's author put onto this freedom is evidenced by the fact that restrictions on it could be imposed by legislation only on the limited reasons outlined in Article 19, Clause 2. The belief that access to information is a human right is reflected in the Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression, which includes the freedom to hold opinions without interference and freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through media, regardless of the frontiers. Citizens' right to information is a critical component of achieving a government that is accountable, transparent, and participatory. The Act went into effect on October 12, 2005. The Act's preamble states that it establishes a practical regime of right to information for citizens to gain access to information under the control of public authorities in order to promote transparency and accountability in the operations of all the public authorities. What is the right to be informed? What is the right to information? The Act defines right to information as a right to obtain information that is available under the Act and is kept or controlled by the public authority. Section 3 of the Act states that all citizens have the right to information subject to the Act's restrictions. The question then becomes, who is this right enforceable against? So the answer is, citizens' right to information is enforceable against a public agency under the Act. The term public authority is defined in Section 2, Clause H of Act. Because the Act's requirement applies solely to the public authority as defined in Section 2H, it imposes specific duties, as mentioned in Section 4, on them to categorize, index, and computerize data in a reasonable amount of time. The Act requires public authorities to publish information on its organizations, workers, laws, regulations, remuneration received by the employees, budgetary allocations, proposed expenditures, and so on a regular basis. The Act allows for the release of information to the public on an ad hoc basis using various medias. Officers in charge of public information, known as PIO. The Act established an executive branch to enforce the right to information granted to citizens under the Act. Under the Act, every public authority must designate a public information officer, which is known as PIO, to provide information to those who seek it under the Section 5. A PIO must receive and process requests for information in compliance with and within the time limits set forth in the Section 6th and 7th of the Act. Now, what can be the appeals according to the Section 19? The Act establishes a two-tier appeal process for the people who do not get information from a PIO or who disagrees with the PIO's judgment. First appeal, within 30 days of the expiration of the required time period or receipt of the PIO's decisions, the first appeal must be filed with an officer in the affected public authority who is senior in the rank of the PIO. Second appeal is, under the Act, an order issued by the first appellate authority can be appealed. The second level of appeal is to central or state information commissions, depending on the situations. Second appeal must be filed within the 90 days following the first appellate authority's ruling. Now, burden of proofs according to Section 9, Clause 5 states that the onus of proving that the rejection of request for information was justified is on the PIO who declined the request in the appeal procedures. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.